Yes lads, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today I'll be bringing you guys the Fulham versus Leicester match preview. So there, boys and girls, that's a very disappointing result last throughout in Premier League action, as of course you lost 3-1 to Leeds at home, which wasn't really the greatest of results. However, we have a chance to bounce back straight away once again in the Premier League, as of Wednesday night we will travel down to London to take on Fulham away from home once again in Premier League action. So that being said, in today's video I'll be bringing you guys the Fulham versus Leicester match preview. And for the Fulham side of things, my thoughts on the game, my predicted line, also my score prediction from Wednesday night's game once again in the Premier League, as we'll of course be taking Fulham away from home at Craven Cottage. But just before we get into all that, make sure a big thumbs up down below on today's video if you guys do go on to enjoy today's video, as today of course I bring you guys the Fulham versus Leicester match preview. Also, subscribe to see my face on your screen before. Big thanks to 1,600 subscribers. That is one step closer to the main goal of 2,000 subscribers. Yeah, if you guys could subscribe to the channel, that would be massively appreciated. Also, turn on my channel post notifications so you guys will get notification every time I upload a brand new video on the channel. Follow my social medias, links will be in the description down below. You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat and Twitter. Like I said, all my links to my socials will be in the description down below. And as always lads, most importantly, just let me know your score predictions, your thoughts game, your predicted lineup in the comment section down below, boys and girls. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the Fulham versus Leicester match preview. So boys and girls, getting straight into today's match preview. As always, we're going to start off by talking a bit about the opposition side of things. Of course, Fulham are our opponents on Wednesday night away from home at Craven Cottage. Of course, usually we find our opposition fan, but this week that's not the case. So yeah, it's time to get the laptop out and it's time to speak a bit about the mighty Fulham going into Wednesday night's game. So then, Fulham FC. What a team. Yeah, of course, Fulham newly promoted into the Premier League this season. To be honest, I don't think they've done that badly, to be honest. They currently sit 18th place in the Premier League table. Last time they got a 2-2 draw away from home against West Brom, which isn't the greatest, but obviously Leicester did no better either. So yeah, we can't really read too much into that. But overall, I think Fulham, the last few months, I've watched a few of the games. I don't think they've been too bad. They've obviously held Liverpool to a draw. They nearly got a draw against Manchester United as well. Same with Chelsea as well. And they've been quite good in the game. So it would definitely be a tough game for Leicester on Wednesday night. Fulham, yes, they're currently in the relegation zone, but they're only a few points away from going above that. So it's going to be a tough game. I think Fulham are a decent side. Of course, they've got some threats in with lots of, obviously, Mitrovic up front, Lookman as well, Cavallero as well. And I think Leicester fans, we all know how good they can be, because obviously they did beat us in the reverse fixture a few months ago, which was fantastic. So it's definitely going to be a tough game. Of course, Fulham at home, their home record isn't the greatest this season. And most recently, form-wise, after looking on Wikipedia, or I don't know what it is, but anyway, the recent form hasn't been the greatest. They lost in the FA Cup to Burnley 3-0, lost to Manchester United recently as well, and a 2-2 draw against West Brom last time wasn't the greatest. But overall, I don't think they're a bad side, and I think they'll cause some problems, because overall they have got some good results so far this season. Overall, the team's quite strong, and fair play to Scott Parker, because he's done a good job there. So it's going to be a tough game, but yeah, that's about it for Fulham. They're 18th in the league. They're not doing great, but most recently they've been alright. So yeah, all that matters, lads. It's going to be another tough game in the league. Obviously, Leicester at the moment aren't looking the greatest. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but overall this has to be a winnable game for Leicester, and the 3 points are definitely needed away from home at Craven Cottage. Right, and that is it then for the Fulham side of things. A very quick oppositional preview going into the game, but hopefully that gives you some information about Fulham just going into the game. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight into talking a bit about Leicester going into the game on Wednesday night. Leicester City Football Club, Roller Coaster FC. So yeah, of course, last time out for Leicester, we suffered our first defeat of 2021 with a pretty poor performance against Leeds United last time. Obviously, just before that, we were on fantastic form, beating teams like Chelsea, Southampton, all come to be in the end. And overall, just before that Leeds game, I was very happy just with how Leicester played. I thought we were fantastic before that. Obviously, that Leeds game is a pretty poor performance, to be honest. Some parts of the game were pretty average. Obviously, I did a full match reaction on the game, so if you guys do want to know my in-depth thoughts on that, feel free. There'll be a link in the description to that video down below. But overall, the Leeds performance wasn't the greatest, but hopefully on Wednesday night we can bounce back with 3 points in Premier League action against Fulham. I think 3 points is a must for Leicester City on Wednesday night's game. It's a must-win game for Leicester. We need to bounce back, because if we want to finish in those top 4 spaces or even push for the title, no disrespect to Fulham, but we have to be getting 3 points against Fulham. Then hopefully we can bounce back after that Leeds game. Hopefully just that Leeds performance was just a blip in form and it was just an off day. So fingers crossed Leicester can bounce back against Fulham. But just like I said a few minutes ago, Fulham are a decent team and are definitely going to cause us some problems here. We need to be careful, but overall Leicester need to win. We need to win the game, and the pressure is really on. Of course, Leicester are still sat in 4th place in the Premier League table, and of course overall it's been a great start to just the season as a whole. But no disrespect to lots of Leeds or Fulham, but if Leicester start dropping points in these type of games, we're going to slowly just slip down that table. And last season's Botting is going to get a whole lot worse, and I don't want that to happen. So fingers crossed on Wednesday night we can just bounce back straight back to winning ways against Fulham, and hopefully we can secure all 3 points in the capital. So then let's speak about the game then in a bit more detail. So I think Leicester are probably going to dominate possession on Wednesday night, to be honest. Of course, Fulham, in the game between Leicester and Fulham, I think Fulham sat back, they counter-attacked, and it kind of worked in the previous game as it ended 2-1 in the end to Fulham, I do believe. So hopefully this time it doesn't work, but overall I think Leicester will probably have more of the ball on Wednesday night, especially Fulham at home. I think they might just sit back and try and counter-attack, just to be honest, because obviously Leicester are still a top 4 side and Fulham are going to try and sit back to us. So yeah, hopefully Leicester can just work that ball, just like we had before, apart from the Leeds game, just have a much higher intensity just in the Leeds game. And overall, in the end, if that happens, I think our quality hopefully can shine through. We can hopefully break down a Fulham defence which has conceded a lot of goals this season as well. They conceded 2 to West Brom, so we should be able to break them down. But overall, hopefully we can just bounce back just from the Leeds game, because if you play like that against Fulham, it's going to be a tough game. It could be a loss or maybe a draw. But if we can play just how we did against Chelsea, Southampton, I think we'll be fine. But just need to have that intensity, trying to break down that Fulham defence, and just need to be careful just with Fulham on the break, because they do have some fast players in lots of Lukman going forward. And overall, Fulham have quite a balanced side as well, just lots of Loftus-Cheek and Anguissa midfield as well. So it's going to be a tough game, but I think Leicester are going to have more of the ball, and hopefully we can break down that Fulham defence, and hopefully we can secure all 3 points. So boys and girls, that is it for the Fulham side of things, and just then my thoughts on tomorrow's game. So yeah, let's get straight into my predicted lineups. Yeah, this is the side I think Brendan Rodgers will go to start against Fulham tomorrow away from home. So yeah, start off in goal, of course, we'll be going with Kasper Schmeichel. I know he conceded 3 in the last game, but I don't think he could deal with them too much, because all 3 of them are quite good goals. So yeah, Kasper Schmeichel to start in goal, pretty easy, and hopefully he can get back to another clean sheet. But overall, a win is what we need. Moving into the back 4 then. So yeah, as always, we'll be going with a 4-3-3 formation once again. Although Leicester went to a back 5 in some part of the Leeds game, I think Brendan Rodgers will stick with the 4-3-3 or the 4-2-3-1. So yeah, start off for right then, we'll be going with James Justin in my... Actually, no, we're going to be going with Ricardo Pereira, because Castagna is injured. Injury FC is back as well. So yeah, Ricardo Pereira is going to be the right back for the game. Obviously, he came on against Leeds. He played in a more advanced role, but I think Ricardo will go back to his usual right back position just to do with the injury for Castagna. Like I said, Injury FC is back in full effect. So yeah, Ricardo at right back. Obviously, Ricky P, we all know how good he is. He's had time to settle in, so I think he'll be right for his first start in the Premier. So yeah, Ricardo at right back. Centre back wise, then first one, of course, will be Johnny Evans as always. Not the best performances against Leeds last time out, but no one really played well. So yeah, he's going to be the first centre back. And alongside him, we'll be going with Kagala Soyuncu, because now Wesley Fofana is injured as well. He's going to be out for about 5 weeks. Like I said, Injury FC is back in full effect, people. So yeah, Soyuncu and Evans is going to be the centre back pair, and of course them two worked alongside each other last season. And that worked quite well. So Soyuncu is a quality player. Everyone I got is the Turkish brick rule. So yeah, Soyuncu to come in at centre back is a pretty good replacement. It's probably better. So yeah, there's no real complaints about that. And at left back, we'll be going with James Justin. I think he'll switch just from right to left. He's played a bit left as well, so he can do both. So yeah, James Justin at left back. Then once again, we all know how good JJ is. And overall, just with that back 4, although we're going to have 2 players missing in for Fowler and Castagna, that back 4 overall could be even better. So yeah, still strong back 4 going into the game. And hopefully we can get back to a clean sheet, and overall, hopefully we can get the win. Right, then moving into the midfield 3. So yeah, starting off in that defensive role, we'll be going with the Paris Mendy. Of course, Wilfred Ndidi out injured, another injury. But yeah, Mendy to start in that centre defensive midfielder role. Obviously, not the greatest of performances against Leeds last time out, but like I said, no one played well, so we can't really just blame it on him. So yeah, Mendy in that CDM role is going to be key on the ball once again. Of course, he's not as good as Ndidi, I think we all know that, but he's still decent. He's good on the ball, and overall, he can break up the place. Yeah, Mendy in that CDM role. Then moving ahead, then I'll be going with Youri Tielemans. This guy's going to be key in the game once again. Of course, against Leeds, wasn't the greatest, he wasn't the worst, but just before the Leeds game, he was on top form. So yeah, hopefully Youri can get back to his performance there. Well, I think he will. So yeah, hopefully he can have a good game. Like I said, he's going to be key in that box-to-box role. And just ahead of Youri Tielemans, of course, we'll be going with James Maddison. Of course, just like Tielemans, he wasn't great against Leeds. So hopefully them two can get back to just the form. Hopefully that Leeds game was just a blip. Hopefully them two can have a good performance, because like I said, them two are going to be very key in the game, trying to break down that Fulham defence. And finally, moving into the front 3 then, boys and girls. Yeah, starting off in the left wing position, we're going to be going with Harvey Barnes. Probably the best player just from the Leeds game. A fantastic goal. Hopefully his confidence is going to be slightly better, and hopefully he can try and get out this Fulham side, because he has got some goals against Fulham in the past as well. And he actually did score in that 2-1. It was a consolation goal towards the end. So yeah, hopefully Barnes can get another goal. He's on top form at the moment. It's Harvey Barnes. So yeah, hopefully hopefully he can have a good game. Right inside then, and we going with Chengiz under to start. Of course, it was all Brighton who started last well against Leeds United. It wasn't the greatest in my opinion, so I think it's time for Chengiz under to get a start, especially if Fulham are going to sit back. We need some skin in there. So yeah, Chengiz under on the right in my opinion. Hopefully he can get a start. Might be his first start in the Premier. He hasn't played a long time. He hasn't started for a long time. So yeah, under on the right. Now up top then, boys and girls. Who is it going to be? Perez or Iheanacho? For me, I think it will be Perez, but just for my opinion, obviously I think it will be Brendan Rodgers who picks Jose Perez. But for me, I'm going with Kelechi Iheanacho to start off front. It definitely could be Perez, but I think Iheanacho, I think he deserves a chance to be honest. Perez has played the last 3 games and he hasn't scored one. I know he's been alright in the last couple of games, but for a striker, he needs to take his chance. He needs to score, and he hasn't done that. So I think Kelechi Iheanacho does deserve a chance, and if he's absolutely woeful, of course, Perez can just come off the bench. But yeah, boys and girls, it's a tough one to predict. So there, boys and girls, that is it then for the Fulham side of things. My thoughts on the game, and just then my predicted lineups. Yeah, as always, last of all, let's get into my score prediction then for tomorrow's game against Fulham. Of course, Leicester need to get back to winning ways tomorrow, and I think we will. I'm going to go with a Fulham 0, Leicester City 2. I think we'll get a solid 2-0 victory away from him. It's going to be tough, but I'm quite confident that Leicester can just bounce back. I know we've got a few injuries in there, but overall, that side which I just said should be fully capable just to beat that Fulham side. So yeah, 2-0 tomorrow. I'm going to go for it. Definitely could go either way, but yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Leicester tomorrow. Goal scorer wise, I'm going to go with Barnes to get another, and I'm going to go with the Parvis Mendy to get one from midfield. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 tomorrow, lads. As always, just let me know your score predictions for the game in the comment section down below. So there, boys and girls, that is it for today's video. Of course, in today's video, I bring you guys the Fulham versus Leicester match preview. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, just let me know, drop a like. Subscribe as well to the channel if you guys haven't already. And as always, just let me know your thoughts on the game, your score predictions, your predicted lines. Just let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'll see you all for the live watch on tomorrow, and hopefully we can return back to winning ways. I've been Sportsa, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Peace, guys.